beautiful friends. Welcome to the broadcast. It's your girl Luna, and we are going to be talking about balance in your business. You might have gotten a sneak peek of this if you're somebody who follows my stories or you follow me on Instagram. Let me know if that is you. But if you have not seen me talk about balance today, we're going to be diving in. I'm going to be diving a little bit deeper than what we did over on the gram. So first off, I would love to know who is over on the gram. I'm trying to get more active. I don't really know what I don't know about the gram, so I would love to follow you, would love to connect. I'm at the Luna Ashley. Drop your handle down below. Say hi as you are popping on. Let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Sometimes I talk too fast for myself, but I'm a fast talker, so you gotta listen fast. Hey, Jessica, welcome. Say hello as you are popping on because there is a delay. If you're new to me, let me know that you are new. I am broadcasting to you live from Maui, Hawaii, so we do have a little bit of a delay between the broadcast reaching lots of you guys over on the mainland, but I know we are international as well. So again, if you're replay, let me know, and if you're live, let me know where you are tuning in from. So I would love to begin with, do you work in the online space? That's my jam, okay? I'm gonna say this will apply. I think it'll apply, but I'm really talking to you guys who work in the online network marketing space. So if you guys are a leader, this is a common question. You already know it's a common question. If you're somebody who's newer, you might be asking, well, what does it look like? It's a common question that I get when people are thinking about coming into the online space. Usually they ask this question, side note to you guys who are leaders, people will ask this question when they want big goals. What does balance look like? Hey, Chantel, hello, and let me know where you are tuning into the broadcast from. Okay, so first off, I want to ask this question honestly. I am waiting to hear somebody give me an answer to this because I want to learn this just as much as you do. Is there an area of your life you're a new law of attraction coach? Well, it is no wonder if you're into both of those things why you are here. Hey, Tracy, I would love to know. Waco, Texas in the house. Hello, thank you. Okay, for letting me know where you're tuning in from. I love seeing all the different places. Okay, so I would like you to look at wherever it is in your life, because there's usually an area, right? For our purpose, we're going to use your network marketing business. But look back before you started your network marketing business, and I want you to identify an area in your life where you're like, it is like, there's balance. It was perfect. It felt like equilibrium. It was all good or is all good. What is that area? And I want to know what the heck, what are you doing? What are you doing that makes that is what it feels like for you? For me personally, and I am totally I'm not your network marketing guru. I know a thing or two. I definitely do know a thing or two about building a 7-figure organization, 100%. But I'm not your guru. So I'm going to say this: there's probably someone out there who has some secret sauce recipe for what balance means and what balance looks like for them. And if you have that, then here's my tip for you: is whatever you are doing over there in your love life, whatever you're doing over there in your career, do it with your network marketing business. Okay? Now, for the rest of us human folk, if you identify as human and you're like, ooh, you're right, Luna. Yeah, I look at this and it did feel a little out of balance, or there was room for improvement, even if it was good, right? There's room for improvement. That's you. Let me know. Are you of the human kind? Not to say that you're not, but the vast majority of people I have found in coaching hundreds of women and men through this is that balance, this idea, is this thing that people like to chase just in general. They like to chase this idea of balance. And if you're resonating with that, drop me a heart down below in the comments. Zoe says hi, by the way. Say hello to Zoe. Say hello, you guys, you silent stalkers. I love you guys. I was one for quite a while. I was a silent stalker, but anyways, it's this idea of I'm gonna find this equilibrium. I'm gonna find this balance, and it's all like manna from the heavens is going to rain down, and it's just gonna be amazing, right? And everything's gonna feel good. So let's ask a question before we really start getting into the content here. What do you seek through the balance? When you say you want balance, what is the thing under that? What's the feeling that you desire? And if you want to come back and say balance, well, what does balance feel like? What would it feel like? How would you know your life was in balance? What would it feel like? What would your life look like? I need you to dig deeper here. Because I can tell you one thing, that you are saying balance, but there's something deeper. It's usually a sense of peace. It's usually a sense of love. It's usually a sense of worthiness. It's usually a sense of I'm showing up where I need to show up in the different areas of my life. When you start to really define ease, yes, I love that. Ease. Let it be easy. That's an amazing mantra. One of my favorite authors, Susie Moore, trained our team. Go check out her book. It is Stop Checking Your Likes. She's incredible. She came, she trained our team. I gifted them all of her new book before it was even released. It was incredible. But she gave us that mantra that someone had gifted to her, and it has just been revolutionary for me. So I give that to you. Let it be easy. If you like that mantra, take it, use it, run with it. It's amazing. So, okay. Identify the feeling that you want when you're truly saying, I want balance. What are you saying you really want? If you want ease, if you want flow, if you want a feeling of worthiness, then okay, I want to experience ease in my business. I want to experience worthiness in my business and in other areas of my life. I want to experience that I am enough, and being who I am and showing up in my fullness pays me lavishly. Like, let's get a little bit deeper than just balance, okay? And we're gonna talk about why. So what is balance? Fun fact, who here is a dancer? Did you dance when you were small? So I took classes when I was little. I was like little ballerina Luna. I have 2 left feet. Like, if you know me, you're like, Luna was bad. Like, it was bad. Like, I was the kid where it was like, she probably should have quit, but I just had so much fun doing it, even though I sucked. Like, I was bad, guys. Like, I was really, really, really bad. Was not... Didn't have, once you get advanced in ballet, they talk about a certain body type you should have, and now I look back on it, probably was kind of a source of maybe where some of my disordered eating started, but I was not good. 2 left feet. Does anybody else resonate with that? But I can tell you this, from studying ballet, you think of the dancers up on point, it looks like balance, but if you go, you can even go YouTube, right? And usually you start learning point, depending on your training, around age 10, but some will start learning it much earlier. They've had training up until this point, though, okay? So understand that. Just like you've had training in whatever before you incorporate something new. You didn't just start network marketing out of the womb, unless you're, I don't know, shout out to Fraser Brooks, right? He was doing it pretty much from the womb. Poppy, if she decides to pursue it, pretty much from the womb. But most of us know, right? We have some type of experience before we incorporate something new. Same thing with a dancer. So you give the child, really, the newbie, the little point shoes, and it's not this perfect balance. There's this series of adjustments that's being made. You'll see a little ankle wobble, and eventually they'll find equilibrium. They'll find this muscle memory, and just pulling up to point becomes easy. It gets a sense of ease. Well, what happens when we get a sense of ease? Well, a new trick, right? A new move is introduced, okay? Point is hard. Point is painful, too. There's so many lessons in point. It looks beautiful to sit there and witness it happening, but we don't see the work that goes, and the pain, and the falls, and the tumbles, and all of the things that happen to learn and get to that point. Anybody else study ballet? I'm curious now. Okay, so understand that. And then I'm like, okay, so balance, illusion, all this was coming for. Is this resonating for anybody? Let me know in the comments. So I'm like, okay, not physics girl here. I'm gonna Google, what is happening? When balance, for example, this is on my hand, it's not moving, it looks to be in balance, it's not toppling. What is the physics here that's actually happening when I look at this? Which, keep in mind, right, at a subatomic level, this is moving very rapidly. There's electrons moving everywhere. It looks to be stationary, but it's not, right? That's science. They don't burn us on the stake for that anymore. But what's happening here, I Googled it, so if you're a physics person, don't call, okay, you can gently call me out, it's fine. But my very basic Google understanding is that there's 2 forces operating. It's being pushed up from my hand, I guess, here, from what it's laying on, and also from gravity. So there's 2 forces, right, happening. Not comfortable. Forces are happening that's making it appear, okay, to be in balance. It's not moving. This is the key. It's not moving. So it's a rewiring I want to introduce to you. That when you go, I'm in balance right now, that you are stationary. You do not want to be stationary in your business. Does this make sense? Stationary in your business means no growth. When you say balance, as in balance, I'm not moving, balance, everything feels comfortable, I'm exactly where I need to be, and it's all good, that means there's no growth. It means your business isn't growing. So instead of seeking balance, what I'm going to introduce to you is this idea of integration. Oh, here's a new skill, right? Maybe you're leaning into network marketing, saying yes, right? You're joining the team, all of these things, and your mentor is saying, okay, this is how we do network marketing. We hit the live button. I know it's scary. It's kind of like the ballet shoes being presented. The first time I was 10, they were presented, and it was scary, but it was exciting, and I was going to do the thing. I wasn't going to throw them away. I'd invested in the shoes. Okay, does this make sense? Are you guys following me? So it's the same thing. I want to begin introducing this idea of, can I integrate a new skill and it's going to be uncomfortable? Integration of a new skill is uncomfortable, and the second that it becomes comfortable and we master it, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can even think about who's had a kid in the first baby. Like, I'm thinking like Poppy coming home. It's like, oh, this is new. Gotta figure out a new thing. But I wasn't going, and I'm sure you weren't either. Well, I just gotta figure out balance, and it'll just, work, and husband, and it'll all be great. No, I knew I was going to have to grow, and I was going to have to expand, and I was going to have to become better to be able to hold this new thing, like literally a baby. Does this make sense? So integration. Integration is truly what you seek. Integrating a new skill, moving forward with the new skill, integrating with what you currently know. And then yes, there's a point where you're practicing with this, and all of a sudden that spot is going to feel comfortable. Okay? There comes a point, and I'm curious if you guys have ever went live, if you've ever done a live challenge, let me know. And if you haven't done a live challenge and you're in network marketing, I'm going to encourage you to do it. If you go live, I will make you a promise. If you go live 30 days and provide value, do all of those things, not only will your business it has to get at least 1% bigger, as long as you're making offers and giving value. You got to follow the right systems. But at the end of 30 days, you will not be as scared of going live as you were before you went live. It's just a fact. All of a sudden, live is not going to be so scary for you anymore. It's why when our newbies come on, that's one of the first, we can't make anybody do anything, but I always encourage a 30-day live challenge. Go live for 30 days, because it's not going to scare you at the end of 30 days anymore. Does this make sense? You want to become desensitized. It needs to desensitize. You want to get into the thing that makes you uncomfortable, so you expand into it. And then, once it gets comfortable, what's the next thing? What's my edge? It's kind of like pushing at the edges. What makes me feel unbalanced? It's another way of framing it. If you can seek the unbalance, if you can seek it and go, what's an area that makes me feel like, ooh, that's an extra, like, can I hold space for that? Can I do that? Can I go there? What would it look like? This is how we grow. So I want to begin to reframe this, that if you're feeling balanced, you're not growing. All right, we drop a bomb, for real, guys. If you are feeling balanced, you are not growing. Feeling unbalanced, feeling this sense of I'm taking a step and finding my way, even if it's shaky footing and I might fall over, this is where growth is. This is where growth is. So I want to encourage you, and I want to give you this tool of, okay, if I'm feeling balanced, if I'm seeking that, I'm literally seeking stagnation. I'm seeking stagnation. I need to seek the feeling of unbalance. I need to seek the feeling of it, which is integration of growth. Real quick, because I know images speak to the subconscious, I want you to think of like an egg being broken, being folded into batter to be made into the cake. It can look like this is, you talk to the egg and it's going to be like, this is destruction. This is not balance, and there's a crazy person here mixing this all up. Okay? It can feel like that. You look at a rose that's blooming, right? You look at the bud that's expanding. You talk to that little shell that it's in, that little bud, and that bud's going to go, this is not going to end well. Trusting the process is very, very, very important when we begin to ask this question of, well, what does balance look like? That's going to be different, again, for everybody. And this idea of stairs, right? So I take the step, which isn't going to feel very balanced. It's usually when people ask the question when they're getting ready to join and actually doing it, not just talking about it, right? Taking the step, or they're getting ready to integrate a new skill, like maybe going live, or maybe now their team is starting to grow, and it's like, oh, how do I, manage? That's usually the first question we get about management mode, right? How do I manage the growing team? It's like, well, okay, what's the next step? So this step where we're taking up, right? We're going up to another step, and then we stop for a moment. And what we practice with this skill until it starts to feel balanced, and then that's the cue. I've reached the next little spot, but now it's feeling balanced. So now I'm not growing. Now I've mastered it because now it's comfortable. What's the next step? Here's when overwhelm can happen. This is the next thing that usually comes forward, and it's a relationship that is usually hidden between balance and overwhelm. Is when a beginner, and you guys who are leaders, you need to be aware of this. Okay, like be very, very, very aware of this when people ask this question. Helping your new people focus on the next step. What's the next? The first step is just to get a kit, right? They're already thinking about having to go like all this stuff. Get a kit, right? Some of you guys are there. Like I'm talking about that, and it's like, whoo, right over your head. You gotta get a kit first. You gotta join first. You gotta start getting the mentorship first. Is they're here? They're starting it. Like think of the staircase, right, going up, and they can see up at the tippy top. And they think they have to make this quantum leap. And yes, are quantum leaps possible? Yes. But the first thing is just to make the step. What's the next step? So this is when they're looking up, that's when overwhelm happens. I've got to do all these things. No. You got to find one little thing, one tiny little thing that feels a little expansive, that feels like, ooh, that's the next step. That's the next step. Doesn't matter that it scares you. It doesn't matter that, you don't want, like, you have to look at what is the end goal. Is this something that I want to do? I can tell you, let me pick a class. I did not want to take his name was Senor Morrison, right? I taught Spanish. If you guys did not know that. I was a Spanish teacher for 6-7+ years. I'm going to go back and add it up now. I wanted to be a Spanish teacher with everything I had in my being. But this one test scared the crap out of me. I didn't want to take it. I really respected this teacher. I felt like it was like we were reading Don Quixote. I'm like, how did I even find myself in this class? Or like I actually placed too high. I don't know why. I was placed into this class. And then I didn't want to leave because I had perfectionist syndrome. Another story. But I didn't want to take this test. But I did it because I wanted to be a Spanish teacher. I wanted the end goal. Right? So you have to keep that in mind. And if at any point it was like, oh, I don't really want to be a Spanish teacher, well then, okay, reassess. Okay? But it's losing the forest for the trees. If you want the end goal, you want the thing, well, what's the next step that's being put in front of you? And just trust that growth is going to feel uncomfortable. It just is. Okay? So I love you guys. You're amazing. If you got value out of this, drop a heart down below. Share the video out. That's how you say thank you. I'm so grateful for every single one of you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, all.